Should I have you in this or should I single you out?
No. I'm gonna jump here with the aqua tap.
All right, y'all.
Introduce my aqua.
You are.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It did set up.
Yeah, we
Don't worry, I'll get him back in here.
no doubt. Hey Ty, you right on time. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Just brightened up for some reason. I don't know if it's because I angled it down. No, that does nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing covered.
All right, so this is children's lesson installment number, I think 19. We bringing it back by popular demand. We got some children online that say, "Hey, we need them children's lessons back." So we gonna bring them back. On a lot of these children's lessons that y'all see moving forward, we gonna have my Ak here. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the children.
Shalom. I'm Shabbat shalom. I'm brother Sharaf. Some amongst the congregation might call me DeLorean, but you can call me Sharaf. That's my Hebrew name, meaning minister. And I came amongst the chosen seed like in January of this year. And I wanted to put my hand to the plow. The brothers asked me to step up and help with the children's lessons. And of course, that's no problem. So going forward, I'm going to be heading the children's lessons or assisting Travis and brother Travis in doing the children's lessons.
All right. So we back. Y'all all right? Okay. Quick question. Who ready for school? You ready for school? You ready for school? You ready for school? What about you, Ak? You ready for school? Nah, you like, I'm staying out. Yeah. Okay. You ready for school? Why you ready for school? Meet new friends, get good grades. What else? You ready to be on the honor roll? That's right. You was already on the honor roll? Good job. What's up with you?
She's trying to set the standard.
So you want to set? She said, for y'all who didn't hear, she said she ready to go back to school to set the standard on what a Hebrew child looks like, right? Make it look good for all the other kids to say, "What you doing?" And I want to do that too, right? Talin, you ready to go back to school? No. Why you not ready to go back to school? Too much. Too much homework. Why you ain't ready to go back to school? Too many mean friends? See, that's why you got your Hebrew brothers and sisters. You don't even need them friends, all right? We family in here. You don't need them, right? So an important principle that you're going to need to remember when going back to school and dealing with a bunch of other children is a principle that everybody needs to hold on to, and that's loving your neighbor like yourself, right? I'm going to kind of let my op, you know what I'm saying, take over the reins. I'm going to jump in and out every once in a while, but that's pretty much what the topic going to be about today. Loving your neighbor as yourself. All right? Y'all good? Y'all ready? Your ears open? Yeah. How many fingers I'm holding up? Uh-oh, whoa. Huh? How many fingers? Okay, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Right.
All right.
Try to pull a fast one on them right quick.
All right. So, so the topic of discussion today is love your neighbor as you love yourself. First of all, how would you some of you y'all with me? How would some of y'all describe loving your neighbor as you love yourself? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Let's we're going to start in Leviticus 19 and 17. Shalom, shalom. Right. Starting Leviticus 19 and 17. No, we'll start in 18. We'll circle back around.
Leviticus 19:18.
Yep.
Leviticus chapter 19 at verse 18. You shall not avenge.
What does that word? Do anybody in here know what that word avenge means? Oh. Yep, to pay back.
Get payback.
To get payback. All right.
It says, you shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
You shall love your neighbor as yourself. All right. And we already established, it's to you want to see when you love your neighbor as yourself, you want to make sure that if you want the best, your neighbor wants the best. Your neighbor has the best. You want the best for yourself, so you want to see your neighbor have the best for them. But the key is that how do you identify who's actually your neighbor? How do you identify? Anybody in here? Say that again. Well, yeah, you want to. Well, the key is the kind of you meet somebody, you want to try them out. You know what I mean? And of course, if you in this walk, you want to try to see whether they in the faith as well. Go ahead. You got a question? Oh, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's one of the ways. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's one of the ways. Yes. But the key is, in order to really, really try that person, or in order to really see if that person is a brother or a neighbor, we want to try that person, like the sister said, and that is, that comes over a course of time. So, you won't be able to see. You don't want to go in haste and say, "Oh, this person is my friend." You want to make sure that you go through. I guess I don't know. I don't want to say put them through a series of tests, but of course, again, that'll come over time naturally. The Most High will reveal, who this person really is. All right. Let's get Deuteronomy 22. Deuteronomy 22, and we'll start at 1. Get there.
Y'all get there, say hallelujah.
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 1. You shall not see your brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide yourself from them. You shall in any case bring them again unto your brother.
Now, this falls under that umbrella of, loving your neighbor as yourself. All right. In verse 1, it says, thou shalt not see your brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. All right. So meaning you should go and say if it was yours that was going astray and you had to chase it down, because this is, an ox can be used to do work on your farm. of course you're going to go hard and go get that ox. Or just like you would go get yours, go get your brother's. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How many of y'all ever had a dog? Got a dog? Right? So now y'all know how dogs get, right? They get antsy, you open the gate, and they try to shoot out of the gate, right? Could you imagine if your dog started running down the street, right? And one of your friends was on the end of the block, and instead of grabbing them to bring them to you, they just let them go. How would you feel about that person? You'd be upset. You'd be like, why you didn't just get my dog? Right? So imagine it being on the flip side, right? Imagine you being on the corner and you see your friend dog running down the street. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to grab it, right? You're going to stop your bike and you're going to grab their dog, right? Because you want to make sure that that dog gets back to who? The owner, right? So in every situation, you got to look at that like that, right? Loving your neighbor as yourself. You got to make sure whatever I want done for me, I do for somebody else, right?
Go ahead. All right. Read verse 2.
Verse 2. And if your brother be not near unto you, or if you know him not, then you shall bring it unto your own house, and it shall be with you until your brother seek after it, and you shall restore it to him again.
So right here, so now your brother is not near to return his property to him. So you keep the property until you run into him. You don't go and slaughter it and keep it for yourself. You don't, use it for yourself in no type of way. What you do is you hold it for your brother until you see him. All right, this is how you show, and this is how you try that person too. Like you said, this is how you would try somebody. Say if you lost some property. So now that brother finds that dog or that ox. So then he, once you see him again, he returns it. Oh, I found your dog. Then that's a trial. That's a test to show. Oh, go ahead. Absolutely. And that's how you recognize if that's your brother, or that's your sister, through those little trials right here. Like if you lose your dog and they don't return your dog or whatever, something like that, then that's not really a friend. I mean, it's you can't trust them. They and then they failed that trial. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. In like manner shall you do with his donkey, and so shall you do with his raiment, and with all lost things of your brothers, which ye have lost, and you have found, shall you do likewise. You may not hide yourself.
Right.
Keep going.
Yes.
You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fall down by the way and hide yourself from them. You shall surely help him to lift them up again.
You should surely help your brother in a time of need. All right. That's another trial. All right. You see your brother struggling with something, you go to his aid. All right. You always have to be an aid to your brother or your sister. Absolutely. And it should be flip side. It should be the same for you all the time.
And the good thing about this, or the most important thing about what he's going over, is this is not a suggestion, right? He's not suggesting that you do this for your neighbor. This is a commandment. So in the event that any of these things transpire, according to what you believe in and what I believe in, you have to do it, because that's what the Most High wants for us. That's what he commanded us to do, right? It's just like if your father say, hey, go wash the dishes. He's not saying, hey, would you wash the dishes for me, please? Right? You don't really have to, but he's not saying that. If your father say, go wash the dishes, what do he want you to do? What happens if you don't wash the dishes? Look, she just shook her head. She's like, I don't really want to see that part. Right? And this is a commandment from the Most High. What he's giving you is the understanding on why this is important to do this. Right? But understand that this is commanded for us to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all got it? You got it? You got it? You got it? You got it? Talin, you got it? Okay.
All right, go back to Leviticus 19.
Yes, sir.
Start at go up to 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 17. When y'all get there, say hallelujah. Hallelujah. You there already? She's sharp. She's sharp. All right, Leviticus 19:17. You shall not hate your brother in your heart.
How can you show hatred for your brother in your heart? Say that again. Absolutely. But I mean, like, give me an example. Mm. Mm. Okay. So it says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." All right. So if that situation happened to where he was to take the money and not pay you back, or she was to take the money and not pay you back, then you will reprove that person. I don't know. We don't probably have time to really go into like Matthew, how to, the steps to actually reproving somebody. Like in Matthew, how it tells you to go one-on-one to a person.
You really got to
go into that. Okay.
Let's explain this.
Like, you have Mashiach, how he instructs us in Matthew 18 to approach, if we have an alt with somebody, to approach them one-on-one first, to actually see, to show them their transgression. And if they don't accept that, then you go with 2 more or 3 more other people. And if they don't accept that, you take them in front of the congregation. And after that, then you kind of do away with them as a friend, showing mercy to that person, and not just, soon as something happened, moving in haste and pushing that person away. Why? Because you can possibly gain that friend back by, correcting them. And if they have understanding, and if they're willing to accept their correction, then you have your brother or your sister back. You always want to have mercy. All right, go ahead. Well, no, what I'm saying is, say if, like, you use the analogy, somebody took cash, you loan somebody some money, they don't want to pay you back. They're just not going to pay you back. So you talking to them, you have this discussion like, listen, you have to pay my money back. They don't want to pay it back. So then you take 2 or 3 people, or 2 people, or even one other person, to bring them and help them, this person understand, like, listen, you have this girl's money, you need to pay it back. All right, she loaned it to you at this time. You said you was going to pay it back at this time. We need to pay it back. If they don't want to accept it, then you bring them in front of the congregation. Right, like that. And then after that, after they're not willing to accept that, you say, okay, I got to leave you alone. But see, what you see in all of that is the mercy that you having on this person. Like, hey, I tried to do it this way, they wouldn't accept it. I tried to do it this way, they wouldn't accept it. I tried to do it this way, they wouldn't accept it. I got to leave this person alone.
So basically, it's a step-by-step process when dealing with people, right? Whenever you got an issue with somebody, first thing you want to do is what? You say fight?
Yes.
We're going to get you away from that, okay? We're going to get you away from that. No, but the first thing you want to do with that person is you want to go to them and you want to explain to them why you have an issue with them, right? Get an understanding, because sometimes we got problems with people that they don't even know what they did wrong, right? So if you got an issue with somebody, you want to go to them, you want to talk to them. Hey, this is how I felt like you wronged me, A, B, C, right? Let's just say like, oh, I ain't trying to hear that. I don't think I did nothing wrong to you, all right? So what do you do after that? You really fight them then, huh? No. Okay. What you do after that? Right. Let's say it's a process, right? So now you go and get 2 or 3 other people, say, look, hear me out, hear them out, right? 2 people that you can actually trust to give good judgment. You don't want to just go and get anybody, right? Oh, well, I like this person more, so I'm gonna pick them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, right? You go and get two or 3 other people to basically say they hear you out, they hear them out, and they're able to give the proper judgment on the situation. Like, yeah, you was kind of wrong about that, right? And then if they don't hear them, if they can't admit it, then now he's saying we're bringing you in front of the congregation, right? So this would be more so of a setting like this, right, with believers, right? And it'd be hard to kind of do this when we're talking about just people in the world. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of like play it based on the situation when you're dealing with maybe friends at school or something like that, right? And once you bring it to the congregation, if they still don't hear it, and according to the scriptures, that person got to go ahead and get up out of here. You know what I mean? So it's just a sequence of events, and like he was saying, to show the mercy. Like, look, I don't want no issues with you. You know what I mean? But I want you to understand how I'm feeling about what you did. Say it one time. So my question to you is, right? What do you do in that situation? Before I answer, I want to see what you say. What do you do in a situation where there's a person that just consistently wants problems with you and you don't want the problem no more? What do you do? Yep. 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 You're absolutely right. You ignore them. You bigger than that situation. You know what I'm saying? You never allow somebody to bring you down into a lower estate than what you are in already. You know what I mean? You higher than that to be bickering back and forth with somebody who just want to egg on a problem just to do it. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. All right. What you got? Or don't pay attention to them. Absolutely. You just leave it alone. Whatever. All right. Just keep it moving. What you got? You just wanted to raise your hand? Yeah. We'll come back to you.
Set like an example for me when I went to a place and everybody was making fun of my name. You know, like I was painting my name, so they put the guy, I knew that everyone knew my name. So I'm working, I got my headphones in, and he comes up to me, and he's like, Anthony, like making, you know, I knew he was mocking me, you know, and so like, I knew that if I took my headphones out and I turned and said something to him, he would just continue doing it, you know, and then also another time he would know that was okay to continue doing it. So I sat and I literally just kept working. He's standing there, Anthony, hey Anthony. And it made me think, like, I wonder if he realizes how weird he looks just sitting there saying somebody's name is not even their name, you know? And once I realized that, it made me understand how good it was to just ignore it. Just like, act like it's not there. And it completely stopped an argument, stopped people feeling bad, all that. So you're right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Make sense? All right. You got anything else?
Yeah, let's go to. You say what? Here, real quick. Just Exodus. This is the last one, and we'll close out with this. Go to Exodus 23.
Exodus 23.
Yeah, that's one. That's one. 23 and 4.
Exodus 23 and 4. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 4.
Real quick before you read that. This right here is, an example of how we can deal. Like, say if we have a falling out with our brother, but we still value our friendship with them. All right. And this is a way, like, when I see this law, I see an opportunity to get our brother back through this right here. Go ahead.
If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall surely bring it back to him. If you see the donkey of him that hate you lying under his burden and would forbear to help him, you shall surely help with him.
Right. So that's the opportunity to discuss. Like, say if you have, still value that friendship with this person that you had the falling out with. That's an opportunity right there, And of course, it's using animals, but with any of your neighbors that you had a falling out with any of their property, go ahead and do for them, because you'll heap coals of fire on their head. Like it's like it creates an opportunity to talk to them and to let them know what they did. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, people won't actually listen, but it takes some time to, let things cool down. Then you go to them later and let them know, like, hey, this and this is what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you never know, that ox may come through a year later. Oh, this is his ox. Let me go and take this back to him. Or when I see him now, I can tell him, hey, I have your ox, but let me talk to you about this. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, that's it for me.
All right, y'all got any questions? Anything? All right, so next week, y'all sitting right up here in the front. All right. Now, when we close out the children's lessons, for y'all that don't know, right? We say hallelujah. But we don't just say hallelujah regularly, right? We say hallelujah in a way that everybody can hear us, okay? Now, who can tell me what hallelujah means? When you're done with your prayer, you say hallelujah? Yes. But who knows what it means? Praise you, Yah, right? All praise to the Most High, right? So, when you're giving praises to the Most High, should you give praises to the Most High like this? No. How should you give praise to the Most High? Huh? By praying? That's a way. Saying a little bit louder, right? Confidently, right? So, we say this thing 3 times, all right? And the last time is usually the loudest, right? So I'm going to ask y'all to say hallelujah with me 3 times. Y'all think y'all can handle that? If you can handle that, raise your hand. Talene, can you handle that? Can you handle that? Saying hallelujah 3 times? Eden, Hanani, can y'all handle that? Y'all can handle it? All right. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that was a little shaky. It was a little shaky. Y'all got 2 more tries now. Y'all got 2 more tries. Remember, we wanted to be up here. All right? 1, 2, 3. That was a little better. A little better. Now, this is the last one. This is the last one. You got to go big or go home. All right? How loud y'all think y'all can get? Loud? You can loud? To the roof? Okay. Can you take the roof off? All the way to Shamayim. Hallelujah. Now you said that. Now I want to hear it that loud now. All right? On the count of 3. Y'all ready? I need y'all to put y'all big people voices on. All right? 1, 2, 3. All right. Hallelujah. All right. Yeah. Just hold on. Wait. 1 second. Yeah.
What?
Go ahead and end it.
Okay.